Now we move on to the next speaker, Srimati Deepali Patwadkar ji. Deepali ji is a writer, columnist, illustration artist with 2 decades of experience in the software industry. She hails from the historic city of Pune, which is the epicenter or the nucleus of the Maratha legacy. She is the founder of kalapushpa.com. Her published books include Illustrated Jnaneshwari Karma Yog, Aryabhat, Life and Works for Children, and Mindful Coloring Books for Indian Folk Art. With these words, I invite you, ma'am.
Humbly, I bring few grains of sand to this C20 sustainable lifestyle Setu, and I've worked in the IT industry for about 20 years. I was also involved in the CSR team during that time. I have been working with NGO called Seva Sahyog for more than 12 years now, and I also did my Indology, and that was when I came across all our Indian scriptures, and then putting all these three together, like philanthropy has been spoken about in all these three areas. So I just put together all that I have learned, and I'm going to share this with you. So today what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about the Indian social science and how it can be used for sustainable lifestyle. So for this, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Stern's ABC model. So Stern has defined this model as A is attitude, which is internal factors, values, ethics, and everything inside. And B is the behavior. The behavior is the sustainable behavior. And he says that, like, for example, suppose we want somebody to somebody to recycle waste. So that person should have that value within him. He should have that ethics within him that he wants to, that makes him actually go and recycle waste. But for this, Stern says that it is not just the attitude which is important, but what is also required is context. And context is the external factors. So these external factors actually nurture a sustainable lifestyle behavior. So this context, it could be like, having availability of recycling centers, so that a person with less efforts, with probably getting some rewards also for recycling waste, he will bring that behavior in his life. So the attitude and context, these two things are something which are invisible. The only visible part is behavior, and that behavior is acharan. That is what we are talking about here today. So we want to have acharan which is sustainable lifestyle. And for this acharan, we have so much Indian science, we have so much Indic wisdom, which is already over there. So this wisdom is available to us in philosophies, in stories, in beliefs, in traditions, in festivals, in scriptures, in prayers, in subhashita. So many. Yesterday, even we spoke about the etymology of different words, and just knowing the meaning of some words, it is going to create our vritti. So, attitude is the vritti, Acharan is the behavior, and for this, we need a parivesh, we need a nurturing environment. So, what is it which is going to join the theory and practice? Theory is the vritti, and practice is acharan. What is it that is going to join these two and ensure that we can have a sustainable lifestyle? Like, everybody is following a sustainable lifestyle. So, we come up with recommendations. Most of the recommendations are like, there should be some infrastructural investments, there should be infrastructural facilities, there should be economical solutions. These are the common solutions. What I'm going to speak about today is how we can empower the Indic institutions that are building the vritti, so that the acharan becomes more and more common. So let's take, for example, some of these vritti building institutions, vritti building social sciences, which are there in the Indic wisdom. So the first one that is going to build the vritti is at the individual level. So we will go from vyashti to samashti. And for an individual, the vritti building mantra is Yama and Niyama. So, Yama, as we know, is ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. And Niyama is Shauch, Santosh, Tapas, Svadhyay, and Ishwar Pranidhan. So, these are kind of like, we can say five do's and five don'ts. And this is actually the policy. At a policy level, ahimsa. But when I'm going to apply ahimsa to food, I will say I will eat only that which is vegetarian. And automatically we find that, like, vegetarian food is having a smaller carbon footprint, a smaller water footprint. So it automatically becomes sustainable. Or if we are going to apply this principle or this policy of ahimsa to clothing, then we will automatically choose clothing which is not going to be like, polythene. So like, polythene or plastic clothing, which with every washing, plastic goes into water, and then it goes into sea, it goes into our food in the end. So if we choose ahimsa as a policy, so this is a person who chooses ahimsa as a policy, this will affect every facet of lifestyle, be it clothing, be it food, be it housing, like that. And this will apply to everything. So for example, Satya. If somebody is having a policy, Satya, I will say, I want to know what is the eco cost before buying some product. What is the cost of that? What is the life cost of that particular product? What is the cost of that product after life? How it is going to decay? Is it going to decay fast? And I will choose what I'm going to buy based on that Satya. Aparigraha is a minimalistic lifestyle. Shaucha is, cleanliness in and out. So somebody with having a policy or a drushti, a vision of Shauch, will say, I will do waste management at source, at home, things like that. So this vritti is already there. These sciences have already been defined for us not only by Maharshi Patanjali, but we also have Mahavir Jain speaking about this as Pancha Mahavrata. We have Gautam Buddha speaking about this as Panchashil. So everybody is telling us that this is there in place, we don't need to invent it. Acharana, we know so many people have been already studying and preaching about how a sustainable lifestyle should be. So these two corners of a triangle are already known. What is it in the environment that we can do to empower our vritti, our vritti building sciences? So the parivesh, what I bring as a recommendation is, already a great step has been taken up by celebrating Yoga Divas. Going further, we need to give emphasis on yama and niyama as well. It should go beyond yogasana and pranayam and bring yama niyama. So every yoga class, it should have, 5 minutes dedicated to discussion of all these different yama niyama and how we can, like, bring them into practice. This is at the level of individual. At the level of family, we have the concept of pancharuna. We carry so much runa on ourselves from so many uh, long Guru Shishya Parampara from the Devatas. Devatas are basically Prithvi, Agni, Vayu, Nadi, Akash, Surya, Chandra, trees, Aranya. These are our Devatas. So we have, like, we carry run of them. So this is our vritti. अपनी वृत्ति है कि हम हम पे इनका ऋण है और ये ऋणानुबंध है. ये ऐसे नहीं है कि वी विल जस्ट पे ऑफ द डेप्ट. इट्स नॉट अ डेप्ट, इट इज अ रिलेशन. जैसे अभी पहले किसी ने कहा था कि रिलेशन इज नेसेसरी विथ द एनवायरमेंट अराउंड अस. सो दिस इज द वृत्ति. एंड फ्रॉम दिस वृत्ति कम्स द आचरण ऑफ पंच महायज्ञ. Daily you learn something, teach something. You do Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, Manusha Yajna, Bhuta Yajna. Take care of animals around you. As Madam said yesterday, she takes care of plants and animals around her house, and it is not for their welfare but for her own welfare. So this is how it comes into Acharan. And yesterday, Ranganathan sir also spoke about Tamil mein, how the mother feeds a child, saying, like, the same thing in Marathi we do it, sir. We say, the mother will say, ye kaucha ghas, ha chiucha ghas, ha balacha ghas. And I actually used to do that with my daughter. We used to sit in the gallery And my daughter, I'm feeding my daughter, and a crow and sparrows were used to come and eat with my daughter. It was such a wonderful ritual we used to have. So this is already there, and it is basically this teaching, this vritti building thing, it has been so simplified. बच्चे को, जो बच्चा बोल भी नहीं सकता, उस बच्चे के लिए भी it has been simplified. So the first thing, the parivesh recommendation is, we must talk in our mother tongue. We must talk in our mother tongue with our children. The first thing we should do. Another thing is, we should bring in this element of gratitude in our lives. There is already one gratitude day, World Gratitude Day, 21st September, and it was initiated by Sri Chinmay sometime in 1960s, 1970s. Today, this World Gratitude Day, it has reduced to, like, writing thank you notes. We need to reclaim this day. We need to reclaim this day as a nation, and we say, we redefine this, that this World Gratitude Day is Pancharuna Divas. This is the day when we offer our thanks, we remember and remind ourselves that daily we have to do these 5 replenishments. Everything that we have taken, we need to keep giving back. So this is another recommendation for our nation as such. At a community level, we have so many vritti building mantra and subhashita, right from ऋग्वेद में सामंजस्य सूक्त है, कहते हैं कि टुगेदर वी विल कम टुगेदर विद अ कॉमन गोल, कॉमन माइंड, एंड टुगेदर हम पराक्रम करेंगे. वी विल सहवीर्यम करवावहै, वी विल, हम साथ में मिलके पराक्रम करेंगे. क्या पराक्रम करेंगे? We will build wells, we will build lakes, we will plant trees, we will have devrais, we will protect them. This is what we will do. ये सब लिखा हुआ है. What we need to do is, we need to retell the stories. We need to revive our storytelling traditions. We need to regenerate all those storytelling arts which are already present in our community. At the level of society, जैसे सतीश सर ने भी अभी कहा था कि we have Chaturashram and Purusharthas. So these are guiding us that, upabhog is not the only goal of life, but we have Abhyudaya and Nishreyas, both of them going hand in hand. And even upabhog, it is restricted to one phase of life during Gruhasthashram. Otherwise, we live only on the basic necessities. That is all what is done in the rest 3 stages of life. So all of this, we have it in our systems, in our institutions, and it can be brought out in Acharan, even in today's time. So the parivesh. So the parivesh over here is like, we need to relearn the duties of each ashram, because it is duties based, not rights based. We need to learn the duties and the goals of Purushartha. Going ahead to the world level, we speak about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. This is a greater family. And in this greater family, we can become great only if we are great in our own families. So, humko apni family, we have to make it strong. And we see, like, in all these TV series and everywhere, it is like horrible families they show. We need to वो कहीं भी हमको दिखाई नहीं देगा. So we really need to work on our own families first. If I am a good family member, I am good at building happy family at my home, I will become a good family member of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. So this is something that we need to do. Lastly, we don't stop at Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We go beyond that. Jnaneshwar says, "He Vishwachi माझे घर, ऐसी मती जयाची स्थिर, किंबहुना चराचर स्वयेची झाला." This is Advaita philosophy, and that is our goal. We want to reach over there, but to reach over there, there are so many steps, and we will follow those steps. Lastly, I will close by saying this, that every person, Acharan is copying the elders. Gita says, Yad yad acharati sreshtha, lokastad anuvartate. So the sreshtha in every field, they have to do this acharan of Indic traditions. They should follow vegetarian days, they should follow vegetarian months, they should do, those regular fasting, annadan, celebrate festivals, go to temples. They should do all of this. When the Sreshta do this, common people will also automatically follow them. And why Sreshta people? Even an 8-year-old is considered as, my role model, and the sibling will follow that 8-year-old. So it is the responsibility of each one of us. So this is a recommendation that each one of us, we should follow these Indic traditions. To close, I will just put these recommendations once more. Yoga Divas, we need to give emphasis on Yama Niyama. We need to re-own the World Gratitude Day and say that this Divas is remembering the Pancharuna we all carry. The third one is build happy families. We will automatically start walking towards Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Revive storytelling arts throughout India. And lastly, speak our own mother tongue, talk to children in mother tongue. And we should have, like, electives in schools and colleges so that children can learn all of these Indic traditions, Indic social sciences, and bring that into Acharan. I will lastly quote Gondavlekar Maharaj. He used to say that, आपके पास वेद है, you have learned so many things, there are so many things inside you. That is not sufficient. आपके आचरण में आना चाहिए. So, with this, I close and I hope and pray that we are able to bring our sciences into Acharan. Thank you.